The fire type is one of 3 choices for starter Pokemon and has always had a history of attack first and worry about defense later. This applies to both special and physical attackers. Fast, powerful attackers like Infernape, Blaziken, and Talonflame, or special attackers like Volcarona, Chandelure, and Heatran. Today I will be focusing on the fiery Mega Evolutions from Emerald Redux and ranking them from best to worst. I won't be talking about Mega Infernape or Mega Blaziken as I already have in previous videos, but I will include them in the ranking at the end. Let's start in Dex order with Mega Charizard X, the Fire Dragon variant. Except in these games, both forms are actually Dragon Fire types, so a more appropriate classification would be a physical attacking variant. Charizard's X attacking power is quite impressive with 150, but 100 in speed isn't going to be scaring anyone. Its special attack has been reduced in these games to give its attack more of a boost. One thing it does retain is its Tough Claw ability, boosting all contact moves by 30%. Running moves like Dual Wing Beat, Dragon Claw, Dragon Rush, and Flare Blitz can take advantage of this boost. For more strength, it has no trouble using riskier moves like Outrage and Raging Fury. These moves will normally lock you in for 2 to 3 turns, then confuse you. But with its new Discipline ability, these moves no longer lock you in. You can't pick other moves, but you still have the option to switch out. It also won't allow Charizard to be confused or have its attack dropped from Intimidate. If you want to help its lower speed while also making it stronger, it has access to Dragon Dance, which isn't a risk to run as it has decent bulk and has the ability Hellblaze. This will increase fire type moves by 30% unless below 1/3 HP, where it will be increased to 80%. Even a contact move like Fire Fang is doing a lot of damage at this point. One of Charizard X's main weaknesses has been negated by giving it the Levitate ability, no longer needing to worry about ground type moves and boosting its flying moves by 25%. Overall, this is a much needed upgrade to Charizard X, as I always saw it as the weaker Mega Charizard, but now it's truly the physical attacking fire type they wanted to make. But how has Charizard Y been upgraded? Besides its new dragon typing, not much has changed for the base Mega Charizard Y. But that isn't nothing. No longer is it being absolutely destroyed by Stealth Rocks, and has a much greater type both offensively and defensively. In addition to being the special attacking variant, which is very clear given its 159 special attack, it's more of the special defensive variant as it has a decent 115 in special defense. It also gets to keep its signature ability, which made it such a powerful Mega Evolution in the first place, Drought. Drought is really one of the best abilities all around. It functions mainly as an offensive tool, activating speed boosting abilities, strengthening fire moves, and instantly activating 2-turn solar moves. All these make Mega Charizard extremely powerful, and that's not all of it. It also gets the Solar Power ability, boosting special attack by 50%, and unlike the normal games, won't damage you. But that's not all. It gets the Hellblaze ability, strengthening its fire moves. So to add it all up, there's a 50% stab boost, 50% sunlight boost, 50% solar power boost, and either a 30 or 80% boost. This is insane power, and even neutral hits are going to do massive damage. Its great defensive typing is also being helped out by the Levitate ability, so it keeps the benefit of flying type without all the problems. Its speed stat is the only concern, but it's still viable, and nobody wants to be on the receiving end of a devastating fire type attack. So, which Mega Charizard should you use? Well, there's another fire starter we need to talk about first. Mega Typhlosion is the only new Mega Evolution in this video, and is the main reason I wanted to make this video. I already covered Meganium and Feraligator's Mega Evolutions, and they're all solid, so why wouldn't Typhlosion's be just as great? Its stats are interesting, and just like the others, gains a secondary typing in ground. It still is a strong special attacker, but with a much higher 149 in special attack, and a slight speed boost, now at 110. Its bulk has been improved, but it needs to stay far away from water as its abilities are no help with this. All of its abilities lean into its power, starting with its unique ability, Volcano Rage, which will trigger a 50 base power eruption when it uses a fire type move. The only other Pokemon with this is Entei. This added damage can allow it to pick up more KOs that it might not be able to otherwise. If you can attack first, you essentially have a 200 base power eruption that can get through Focus Sash. Although it's not the fastest in a fair number of cases, so setting it up with agility can allow it to outspeed nearly everything. Just like the other fire starters, it gets Hellblaze, so taking damage while setting up will only make it more dangerous. which is why I wouldn't run Eruption most of the time. Having a more reliable fire attack is better as its ability Sand Force will boost its power by 30% in a sandstorm. Just like Charizard Y, it has a bunch of multipliers that make it a huge threat. It also can set up its own weather effect with Sandstream, so it can take full advantage of this ability and can take out Focus Sash users even when not using a fire type move. Mega Typhlosion is one of 4 fire starters to get a Mega Evolution, but can it be considered the best? The first non-fire starter I'll be talking about is the Dark Fire Doggo himself, Mega Houndoom. Now in the base games, Mega Houndoom is one of the more underwhelming and rarely used Mega forms. The fact its ability hurts it and it being so weak just never works out for it. Emerald Redux has tweaked its stats slightly to help its viability, mainly increasing its speed to 125, allowing it to use its massive power before it dies to a simple power-up punch. Its 140 in special attack is being boosted up by its signature ability, Infernal Rage. This gives fire moves a 35% increase, but at the cost of 5% recoil. After ripping off such powerful fire blasts, you won't even notice the HP loss. It still gets its base game ability Solar Power, which like I said was upgraded so it no longer hurts Mega Houndoom. Unlike the others covered so far, it can't set up its own sun without using a turn, and getting an insane attack boost might be worth it, but it can also save you against certain water type moves. It won't be getting walled by any rock types with its Molten Down ability, which reverses the effectiveness as fire is now super effective against rock. Rock Steel type Pokemon have a great reason to fear Houndoom now. A lot of rock types have Sturdy, but that won't save them as he has Hyper Aggressive, which leans into its offensive nature, causing moves to hit twice. Fire Dark is really strong coverage wise, so it doesn't need a diverse moveset, but it does get access to powerful options like Solar Beam and Sludge Bomb. No doubt it's been upgraded from the base game, but is it enough to be worth using over the others? One of the most important Mega Evolutions for these games is Mega Camerupt, as this is Maxie's ace, which is why it being so bad in the base games is really unfortunate. So changes definitely needed to be made, starting with its stats. It's been given an additional 40 to its base stat total, all going to its bulk. 90 in HP, 110 in defense, 115 in special defense. Letting it survive more so it can use its 145 special attack. Its obvious big weakness is water, but luckily it gets to set up with its own sun with Drought, which will weaken water moves used to take it out. But that's not its only defense against water, as it has Magma Armor, not only prevents freezing, it reduces damage from water by 30% as well as ice. Its main weakness for the most part has been neutralized, and it gets access to Slack Off as a solid recovery option. It has a really consistent and powerful way of burning Pokemon, cutting their attack in half with its move Inferno. Now normally Inferno is not ideal to run with its 50% accuracy, but it's classified as a launcher move, which will have perfect accuracy with its artillery ability. Also makes it really nice in doubles. Other great launcher moves like Eruption, Flash Cannon, and Solar Beam. Solar Beam is great for taking out water types, but it can use its powerful stab fire moves to take out the rock type as it gets Molten Down. The only concern is its ground weakness, but with its bulk there isn't too much to worry about. So where does it rank versus all the other fire Mega Evolutions? I covered 5 Mega Evolutions here today, but there are 7 total, and they all seem like they could be valuable members to a team, but how good are they? Let's start with the 7th best fire type Mega Evolution, Camerupt. It has an extreme amount of power and will one-shot a lot of Pokemon, especially with Inferno, but it doesn't have enough bulk to live more than one hit, so most of the time it's only taking out one Pokemon. For doubles and Trick Room teams, it can be really solid though. The 6th best is Mega Houndoom. Its base speed and power can make it an immediate threat coming in. However, Sunny Day can be very difficult to get up, and it's necessary for more knockouts. At number 5, we have Typhlosion. I like that it has a ton of power and becomes extremely dangerous after it gets off in agility. It's not always easy to get, but it doesn't need it to take out a fair amount of Pokemon. At number 4, I have Charizard Y. It has some of the highest power boost I've ever seen and can definitely do a lot of great damage. Its bulk can be surprising, but its speed is still an issue for me. You can run Tailwind, but it's not reliable in singles a lot of the time. Now for the top 3, we have Mega Infernape. It has a crazy amount of speed and power. I like that it can come in and pick up many KOs without even setting up. It is fragile, but a very diverse move pool and the ability to attack with special and physical moves make it hard to wall out. And at number 2, I have Mega Blaziken. Its speed boost ability allows heavy investment into power and is a real easy time getting set up for sweeps. After a few turns, priority moves are the only way of stopping it, which leaves us with the best Mega Charizard X. It's surprisingly really bulky and does so much damage, and being able to use Outrage over and over just adds to this. Its access to Dragon Dance makes it the most reliable sweeper, and I found it to be the easiest to get consistent KOs with. So that was my breakdown of the Fire Mega evolutions and my rankings of all 7. More are being added to version 2.0 coming very soon. Let me know if you liked the video and anything else you'd like to see me cover in the future. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.